Okay, I'm right back. I'm taking longer than I really wanted to in all this. I don't know if you can see this. It's getting there. I always feel bad when I make stuff like this that somebody that sees it, you know, in the future won't know that the reason it's semi-funcatated looking is not because the person couldn't nap, but because the person was goofy. Total difference. That was a good flake. It did what I wanted it to. Notice I say that on about 3 out of 100. That was a good flake too. That ran past the center line. And that one I did kind of what I was telling you. You know, the edge is right there. I'm pushing straight in on the edge, straight down on the edge. Hard, and I get it all loaded up, and then I just go a twist a little bit, or it goes on its own, one or the other. But look at that. Okay, here's what I want you to see. This is important. This is an overshot flake. You saw what I did. I pushed straight down in. That flake ran from there and took off the edge right there. And that's about an inch and a quarter or something. And you can see, here's the platform, and there's the lipped amount where it overshot. It ran all the way across. And this leather helped, trapped it and did that. But the loading up on the edge, I don't know if you can see that edge, but there's no real platform there. That's where it initiated from. It was just an edge. And so, you know, you say, well, wow, you know, if you could do that all the time, you'd be good. Like, well, yeah, but, and I'll probably never develop that skill level, but the point is that it can be done. And so therefore, if you want to understand the fact that everything I'm doing here is counter to what is normally done, and yet it works, that's the takeaway, is that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And I'm not suggesting that anybody do this, but I'm just saying, hey, I'm having trouble seeing right now because it's brighter out there. That edge is too low, and I'd like that flake to go good. Ooh. That was good. That was definitely more than halfway. Now this is interesting. I don't know if you heard that crunch, but it didn't go smoothly. But if you look at it, it tried to hinge out here, but you know, I had it pushed on leather. So I'm going to stick that back down. There's the platform. It tried to hinge out there. I pushed on leather, so it ran on and broke all the way out to almost the other side. So the flake was actually fine, even though it sounded crunchy, because it held together because of running under the leather. There's some lessons to be learned here, folks. I mean, I'm not saying anybody should use any of this stuff, but trapping with leather is something I've been using for a while when I have a problem. And I don't do it all the time. You know, I do a lot of stuff on that notch pad you see me using. But there will be times when I have a high spot or a problem and I really, really need the flake to do some good. See, that was almost an overshot. I was careful I didn't push too hard because I'm down near the end. All right. just barely brushing. Well, I've certainly gotten all my points across, so now all I'm doing is just goofing around and wasting your time. Of course, I may have been doing that the whole time because I don't know that I was actually trying to get points across, but sure would like to take another couple of primo flakes. Right there, and right there, that would be nice. But that one might hinge. Of course, if it does, I can try and shoot from that side right there. I may try and just shoot from that side to start with and see what happens. Back it up a little bit. Yep, that's okay. That did good. Dang. Another overshot. That was a little much. That one I didn't get off it quick enough when it let go. That's the problem, like I say, when you use these square tip things, but it didn't take off a lot of the other edge, so it didn't ruin it. But you got to be careful because sometimes you will just take off the whole freaking side. See, that one I got off it, and that one ran all the way to there, even though it was just a little pop. Okay. That was pretty good. Cool. I really need to get this setup done better though, where y'all can see better. I should have. The real problem with you seeing good on the pressure work is I really need freedom of movement to do what I need to do the pressure work. And if the camera is like right here, it messes me up big time. The balance is pretty good now, actually, considering it was me doing it. Yeah, the lighting is messed up. I think I'm gonna leave this like it is. By the way, though, this support and everything is trickier than it looks for me just doing it. It's almost like getting off the trigger on a machine gun that's recoiling hard. I'm joking, it's nothing like that. I just said that for dramatic effect. I'm stopping. Y'all have seen some stuff. Okay, so I'll clean this up and maybe put a still shot or two of it, but I don't know if you can see it, but I won't do anything with any other tools. You know, it's a one tool kind of deal. But anyway, I think that's not a bad little abo blade. The balance of it isn't bad. I mean, you know, you saw it started out with one complete flat side and one big hump, and it's relatively straight. So whatever, it was a fun little experiment, and I'm not suggesting you nap this way, but anyway, bye for now. Freeze crack.